Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or excuse me, I'm so used to doing games in the evening that I forgot that it is just past noon. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuning in live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com, on RJBroadcasting.com. Yours truly, Augie Schmidt here, bringing you a live broadcast of some International Falls Broncos varsity boys hockey, taking on the visitors of Kittson County Central, the Bearcats. It's the Broncos coming in with an undefeated 4-0 record, taking on a 3-2 Kittson County Bearcats team who has won their last 3 in a row games, such as the last night's 9-6 win over the Lake of the Woods Bears. Your Broncos winning by have yet to score less than 8 points in their last 4 contests to go 4-0. And so, hey, this is our pregame show. Coming up, we have our national anthem brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. Join us for burger night and karaoke, and make sure you also join them for their watch party for today's Army versus Navy football game. That's right, it's Army and Navy game week, you guys. One of the best weeks of college football of all time. I'm excited. Go Army, by the way. And this is our pregame show. We also have our Border GMC keys to the game as well. And this is all live from our Rainy River, Minnesota North College press box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM and YourLiveEvent.com. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for our coaches' interviews live on Lakes Country 104 and YourLiveEvent.com.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community.
Here with head coach Chad Baldwin of the Broncos boys hockey team, getting ready for a home game here against the International Falls Broncos. Just last night, put a beating on Wadena Deer Creek, and so how do we carry that momentum into today?
We're just talking about taking one game at a time, worrying about ourselves. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We're just looking at it as getting better every day, and like I said, taking it game by game, and just working as a team, and looking forward to just building off of what we started on, and just keep climbing.
Yeah, starting on a 4-0 hot streak with these last couple of games, and so what's been the biggest key to success throughout each of these games?
We got a pretty potent lineup. We got a lot of guys chipping in on the score sheet. Both of our goalies are playing solid. Just a great team game. It's a close-knit group that support each other and want each other to have success. And I think when you have a talented group that care about each other, that's when you have success. So that's what we got going on right now.
Yeah, and how have you been keeping them focused in on these games, obviously with it being the holiday season and there being plenty of distractions that come with the holidays?
Yeah, we just keep talking about the process, what it's going to take to, be there at the end of the year at our best. But told them yesterday, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We need to worry about us. That's all we can control. And Bronco hockey's always been based on hard work and effort, and competing in practice. And we've been doing that. And consistency is key. We preach that a lot too. It's easy to have some ups and downs in a season, but if you can stay consistent, keep that battle level up, a lot of good things are going to keep coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to wish you guys the best of luck and thank you for your time here today.
Thanks, Augie.
Again, that was my interview with head coach Chad Baldwin of the Broncos varsity boys hockey team, who are getting ready to host Kittson County Central here today. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the International Falls Broncos. Our two wingers at left wing, number 7, Zach Yuso, the senior. And at right wing, it's going to be the number 18, another senior, Willie Yerksa. The center is going to be number 15, Anthony Yerksa. And then our two defenders is going to be number 9, Carson Crandall, number 11, Aiden Lehman. And our goalie for today is going to be number 30, Kane Thompson. And we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back with our interview with the head coach for the Bearcats. You're listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM and YourLiveEvent.com.
Honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
All the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real, because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM, as well as YourLiveEvent.com from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. And before we get to Kittson County Central and their starters, just wanted to give a quick plug. One of our the assistant coaches, as well as the Squirt B coach for the Broncos Rec Hockey League, ended up coming up and asked me if I could give a quick plug. And I know we've mentioned it on our community calendar. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget that make sure you stop on by Bronco Arena tomorrow, December 14th at 12:15 p.m. The Squirt B hockey team is going to be taking on Greenway, and they're going to be hosting a holiday toy drive. There's been all kinds of toy drives going on. So many great opportunities for the community to help give back and give toys for those kids who may not be able to afford toys this year. And again, so they're asking for fan support, as the Salvation Army is going to be having a toy drive at tomorrow's holiday hockey game. So any fan, again, coming to tomorrow's December 14th game against Greenway, make sure you bring a new unwrapped toy. And that toy, of course, is going to be donated to the Salvation Army, who will give it back to the community, to kids here in the community who may not be able to afford Christmas presents. And it's such a great thing. I know our radio station has been partnering with Fire and EMS with our own toy drive that we just had those presents collected, in fact, just yesterday. And thank you to everyone who came over to the station, helped support it by either giving a money donation, which we use to buy all kinds of toys, and thank you to those of you who also brought toys as well, because we had a lot of toys. And thank you to the people from Fire EMS as well as the Salvation Army who came by the station to help load up the ambulance that we put all those toys in. It was such a great time, such a great thing that this community does to help give back. And so going back to hockey for just a second, again, go to that toy drive tomorrow. Again, 12:15 p.m., December 14th at Bronco Arena. And for the Broncos, again, coming in with 4-0 with their leading scorers, the two Yerxa cousins, Anthony and William. Anthony Yerxa, the leading scorer for the team with 15 goals and 11 assists, and William Yerxa having 10 goals and 11 assists. And then Brody Brody Baldwin, the third in scoring for the team with 5 goals and 7 assists. Zach Yuso with 4 goals and 8 assists. And number 16 for the Broncos, Carter Thompson, has 3 goals and 8 assists in this early part of the season. Our two goalies for the Broncos has been number 30, Kane Thompson, who's our starter for today as well. He has 29 shots on goal, 1 goal allowed, and a .9655 save percentage. And then number 33, Caleb Jocelyn, the other senior goalie for the Broncos. He has 30 shots on goal. 3 goals allowed, not 30, and a .90 save percentage. So really strong goalie work from the two senior goalies for the Broncos here today. And now we're going to play my interview with head coach Josh Running of the Kittson County Central Bearcats, and then we're going to hear their starters, and then as the teams come onto the ice, and they're going to play the national anthems and announce the starters as well. National anthems, again, brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. Join us for burger night and karaoke, and make sure you also stop on by later today for the Army-Navy watch party. Again, go Army, and here is my interview with head coach Josh Running of the Kittson County Central Bearcats. Here with head coach Josh Running of the Kittson County Central Bearcats, getting ready for another road game. You guys have been on a 4-game road game streak and on a 3-game win streak right now. What's been the biggest key to find success in these last couple of games?
Yeah, we've really got some good fundamentals down. We got chemistry building. We've lost a few guys, but we've been able to move the puck and get it to the net.
I think the biggest key for tonight is the assistant coach having to help out with yelling out some orders to the players.
Yes, I'm dealing with an illness right now, so I got a pretty raspy voice. After last night's game against Lake of the Woods, I couldn't talk at all. So yeah, tonight it's going to be get the puck in deep, be strong in our defensive zone, and get the puck to the net.
It looked like a really great game last night against Lake of the Woods there. 9-6 win, a big first period with 5 goals. What was the biggest key to success in that one that you hope to carry into today?
Yeah, we started out strong in the first period, and then the kids kind of thought it was going to be easy, so we let off. And yeah, I wasn't very happy in the second and the third, but hopefully, even they weren't very happy with themselves. Yeah, we won 9-6. They knew they should have played better in the second and third. So we're hoping today that they come out strong and like they did in the first period.
And having so many back-to-back games on the road, what have you been telling your players to have them continue to stay focused as they're on the road and not being able to play in front of a home crowd?
Yeah, it's very tough. I mean, we need to, first of all, stay healthy. We got sick guys. Make sure we drink fluids. Keep your legs moving. A lot of long bus rides for us. We were just at North Shore in Silver Bay and Moose Lake. That's a 6.5-hour bus ride. We came out 2 wins. But the biggest thing is when you get there, stretch, move your legs. It's hard to come off a bus for that long. So the biggest thing, like you said, with not a fan crowd, we got good parents and fans that travel. They keep us going.
All right. Well, I want to wish you guys the best of luck and thank you for your time and hope you feel better.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, always got to show love to the traveling parents for all these hockey teams. It's not an easy task to have to drive in these kind of wintry conditions that we always get up here. And so for the parents that commit to making all these long car rides all around, we thank you guys. We love you very, very much. Now, the starting lineup for the Kittson County Central Bearcats. In goal is going to be number 30, Andrew Anderson. The two defenders, number 3, Clarence Zequas, and the number 19, Ty Fallon. At the center is number 16, Jackson Hemis, and the two wingers at left wing, number 22, Camden Gullickson-Palmer, and the right winger, number 23, Eli Muir. And those are our starting lineups. We're gonna step away real quick, and then we'll be back after the national anthems for our opening puck drop. Every scoreboard update throughout the contest is going to be brought to you by Packaging Corporation of America. And don't forget our timeout sponsor, Service Master of International Falls, for home professionally cleaned all your outgoes. Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And before I forget, how can I ever forget, Carson Kostick's prediction for the score today. He gave a prediction the last time I called a game. He predicted a 10-0 win over Lake of the Woods. He was close with 9-0, being the final score there. And his prediction today, 6-1 in the first period, 10-2 final Broncos win. We'll be back after the break on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities' rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support them.
Again, that was our national anthem, brought to you by local VFW Post 294A. Join us for Burger Night Karaoke and later today, their watch party of the Army-Navy game. Once again, go Army! I can't stress that enough. I have always been a big Army supporter for the Army-Navy game, and that's not going to change today as we get ready for our opening puck drop for today. The undefeated 4-0 International Falls Broncos taking on the 3-2 Kittson County Central Bearcats, 3-1 in their last 4 in a row road games. The Road Warriors indeed. You watch WWE? Well, this is some high school varsity hockey action for you. Again, live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSM and YourLiveEvent.com. Carson Kostick's favorite song, Bad to the Bone, playing right now to set the mood for this opening puck drop. Definitely expect the Yerkes cousins to be wanting to take control here, as they have certainly been helping take control in this early part of the season. Again, 15 goals for Anthony, 10 for William, both of them with over 20 points in this season. As Kittson County Central at first trying to force the puck out of their defensive zone. Now they take it in the neutral zone, taken away by the Broncos, as that was number 11, Aiden Lehman, who was able to flip it into the Kittson County Central defensive zone. Now Kittson County Central recovers in the neutral zone, able to knock it away from the Broncos. That was flipped away by number 22, Camden Gullix and Palmer. But the Broncos take it right back in their zone, only to be flipped right back to center. Clarence Precois. Miscommunication on a pass, perhaps. Zach Yuso able to flip it out. Carson Crandall chasing after it in their defense zone. That's taken by Anthony Yerxa. Yerxa to Yerxa. That's William into the neutral zone, trying to get it to Zach Yuso. Can't get control. He had disruption by a Kittson County Central Bearcat. Now Kittson County Central from their own zone enters the neutral zone and are able to flip it all the way into the Bronco zone right in front of the net. Pad save almost put up a shot opportunity for number 10, Lucas Sobolik. But now it's the Broncos. One pass right into the chest. That was number 2, Brody Baldwin of the Broncos with a shot on goal. But he ends up sending it right into the chest of Andrew Anderson, the starting goalie for Kittson County Central. Had a nice thud to it too. So he put some heat on that one. Nice pass from Bauer Lindvall too, who was looking to try and score early here as we are just about 2 minutes into this first period of action. Broncos trying to take the puck as Kittson County, as the Bearcats are trying to get it out of their zone from behind the net. Pass to the left, able to flip it out. Broncos going left to right on your radio dial in their white home jerseys with the yellow and purple stripes. Near side of the ice, this is number 12, Andrew Ide, enters the attack zone, loses it though, but luckily there to recover is Bauer Lindvall. Lindvall has it taken away by number 19, Ty Folland. But the Broncos are covering the neutral zone, have to backtrack a little in their own defensive zone, trying to set things up. Carter Thompson across to number 5, Matthew Black. Black able to get a pass into the attack zone. Now, possible backhander by number 14, Hoyt Nelson, goes wide, and no one there to get the rebound for him. Hoyt Nelson's pressed against the wall, trying to fight off some Kittson County Central players just outside of the right circle. As we have a huge scramble so far. Puck hasn't been poked out just yet. Now it's poked out. Broncos keep it in the zone. That was number 5, I believe, Matthew Black, able to flip it all the way behind the net. But now Kittson County Central able to get it all the way to the other side of the ice and give themselves a break on the defensive side. But great job there by Matthew Black, able to get it into the neutral zone to an awaiting number 22, Pax Savonin. On the other side, now Chase Phillips rammed into the wall, almost a centering pass, but knocked away by Andrew Anderson. Bronco hits the ice. Now shot from the blue line. That was number 9, Carson Crandall. Goes wide left. Another shot from the blue line. Goes wide left again for Crandall. Anthony Yerxa to the blue line. He finds number 20, Gray Shikowski. Shikowski wide on the centering pass. Now Zach Yuso from the right circle. Has it taken away. Hey, but recovered by Paxavonin. Or excuse me, not Paxavonin. Shot on goal goes wide again. Broncos trying to keep up their usual aggressive offensive front. Gray Shikowski centering pass. Anthony Yerxa can't get control, so he couldn't get the shot on goal. But man, he had a great opportunity, but he was reaching for that one. Gray Shikowski, another shot, and he gets it top shelf for the Broncos goal. Gray Shikowski all the way from the blue line. I'm wondering if they might have been ricocheted, but either way, Gray Shikowski gets the back of the net for the Broncos, or maybe it was Willie Yerxa, because he was leading the celebratory line. But either way, Broncos take the lead. And that goal came at the, gotta make sure I get my math right here, 3:36 mark in period number 1. Where's my pen at? Here it is. It was in my pocket. So 3:36. Broncos score.
Scoring for the Broncos at 3:35 of the first period, number 18, William Yerxa.
And it was William Yerxa.
Gray Shikowski, number 15, Ethan Yerxa. That's Yerxa, Shikowski, and Yerxa at 3:35 of the first period.
And as they were announcing the goal, and so it looks like it was tipped into the net by Willie Yerxa, so Gray Shikowski is going to get an assist instead of a goal. But man, what a goal that was. Off the stick of Willie Yerxa into the net. Broncos strike first blood here as Now we get the face-off to the left circle of the Bearcat net. Long shot, Carter Thompson from the blue line. No one there to get the rebound, and Broncos able to recover. Great forechecking. Pass inside from the blue line, and almost off the side of the net. That was number 12 of the Broncos. Andrew Ide. For a second, I lost my rosters, and I didn't have them right in front of me. And now it's, once again, Andrew Ide from the left circle, trying to flip it into the attack zone. He gets it to number 17, Bauer Lindvall. Lindvall in front of the net and in! That's another Broncos goal. Bauer Lindvall gets a nice little layup from number 12, Andrew Ide. He was able to do a nice drive-by right in front of the Bearcat net and get that one in for the second goal of the first period for the Broncos. This goal came at the 4:46 mark, if my math is correct. And the Broncos are up 2-0 on the PCA scoreboard. Just want to note, for those of you watching on yourliveevent.com, I apologize for the camera work. I am doing everything on my own.
4:46 of the first period, number 17, Bauer Lindvall, with the assist from number 12, Andrew Ide, and number 2, Brody Baldwin. That's Lindvall from Ide and Baldwin at 4:46 of the first period.
Horton Nelson had a centering pass during the announcement of the goal, and sadly didn't have anyone there to answer it, but Broncos still keeping the very aggressive play here, and we could have a very potential and very likely icing. So the Bearcats able to knock it out of their defensive zone all the way to the other side, but that is going to be icing, so it's going to bring it right back. The faceoff is going to take place in the left circle in the Kittson County Central Zone. In for the faceoff, Willie Yerxa and number 9, Briggs Youngren. And the Broncos come up with an Anthony Yerxa, trying to come away with it. He does. Gets a pass to Willie Yerxa. He's surrounded, 2-on-1 situation, but luckily Zach Yuso able to recover for him, but he gets it knocked away as well. Anthony Yerxa trying to make his way in front of that. Pass to Willie Yerxa. Shot saved by Andrew Anderson. Yerxa to Yerxa, no good. Couldn't get control, knocked away, but still not out of danger yet. The Bearcats still haven't been able to get it out of their defensive zone just yet, but now they do. A nice job by number 11, Noah Olson, to get it out of the zone and send it into the neutral zone, but Broncos send it right back, but that's going to be icing called. So almost 7 minutes into this first period of action, Broncos are leading 2-0 on the PCA scoreboard. Again, Carson Kostrick predicted a 6-1 score after the first period. And Broncos already have a 2-0 lead here. But of course, they would like to extend that lead and maybe even make Carson Kostrick's prediction come true. But what's not going to help is if Camden Gullickson can make a drive at the net. He's surrounded by 3 different Broncos defenders. Still hasn't lost it yet as he able to get a pass over to Muir. Now it's a scramble in front of that, taken away, but Broncos come up with it. Willie Yerxa with the pass from Dre Shikowski. He backtracked from the left circle, pass across, intended for Bauer Lindvall, but he loses his feet as he was trying to reach behind him for the pass. And looks like the Bearcats come out with it, but can't get away with it as it's taken right back. That was number 20, Gray Shikowski again. Kittson County Central still struggling. Bauer Lindvall comes up with the puck in the left circle. Passes it across the blue line to Gray Shikowski. Shikowski centering pass off the left side of the right side of the net wide. Another pass across. This is Carter Thompson. Passes it left circle. It is centering pass intended for Bauer Lindvall. Can't connect with it. Gray Shikowski, another centering pass. And almost came up with it was number 12, Andrew Ide. And eventually the Bearcats do get it out of their zone. Broncos recover in the neutral zone. And now it's Andrew Ide, head full of steam, skating around the right side, trying to sneak it in, but can't off the pad of Andrew Anderson. And Bearcats able to knock it out of their zone. Broncos recover in their own zone. This is number 11, Aiden Lehman, passing center to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide from the right circle, centering pass, shot on goal, saved by Andrew Anderson. That was Bauer Lindvall with the shot, and another puck sent all the way to the other side of the ice, and that is going to be icing called. So far, very heavy on the shots here. Broncos with 10, the Bearcats with 3, but it has been almost entirely been played in the Kittson County Central defensive zone. And so the Bearcats needing to try and force it more towards the ice as a long shot almost immediately after the faceoff. Aiden Lehman able to sneak it past almost the entire defense, but ended up landing right in the lap of Andrew Anderson, and so that led to the goalie stoppage. Now the Broncos from the right circle, pass to the blue line, intended for Carson Crandall. He loses it. Now it's a foot race. Hot on the trail is Lucas Sobolik, but Kane Thompson able to get a pass to a Bronco instead, and now Chase Phillips from the neutral zone loses it. Kittson County Central knocks it back into the neutral zone. Now Carson Crandall sends it back in. Broncos offensively trying to push, but Carson Crandall loses at the blue line, and now they got to backtrack. That is Matthew Black, who's able to take it from and get a deep pass all the way into Kittson County Central's defensive zone, but it's going to be flipped right back as the Bronco couldn't recover it. Carson Crandall across the ice to Matthew Black. Matthew Black fans on one pass, has to skate around a little, but it's knocked right back into the Broncos zone by Kittson County Central. Finally able to get a pass to Chase Phillips in the neutral zone. He enters the attack zone, gets past one, but the other one ran right into him. That was Ty Fallen, able to disrupt Chase Phillips, trying to find a flow state. Zach Uso, 2-on-1. Puck is loose in the middle. That's recovered by number 11, Noah Olson. Olson from the neutral zone flips it into the Broncos zone and has to go off the ice for a quick line change. Pass up to Hoyt Nelson. Nelson loses it in the neutral zone, flipped back in by Camden Gullickson-Palmer. Now in front of the net, dangerous situation. Carter Thompson was trying to skate around with the puck and almost lost it right in front of his own net, but luckily was able to recover and then got pressed against the wall, able to get the pass out to Anthony Yerxa. Yerxa to Thompson, back to Yerxa, finds Zach Uso, and he loses it in the attack zone. As a helmet comes off from Kittson County Central. A whole lot of shoving around. Gotta make sure you tighten that chin strap, son. Almost 10 minutes into period number 1. Broncos lead 2-0. As we're gonna get a face-off in the neutral zone. And Kittson County Central knocks it into the Broncos zone after following the face-off. Pass up into the neutral zone. Zach Uso on the far side of the ice. He's going to enter the attack zone. Centering pass intended for one of the Yerxas. It's Willie who comes up with it. Passes it to Carter Thompson from the left circle. Behind the net to Anthony Yerxa. Anthony Yerxa up to Willie Yerxa. A long shot. Pad save by Andrew Anderson. Almost had a rebound by Anthony Yerxa, excuse me. And they lose it. Bearcats recover. Now from the neutral zone, that's number 16, Jackson Hemis, who has it knocked away. He's able to knock it back into the attack zone before having to get off the ice for a line change. Now it's the Broncos in the neutral zone. Anthony Yerxa loses it. He was pressed by a Kittson County Central defender. Now it's Carter Thompson across to Matthew Black. Matthew Black up to Bauer Lindvall. Lose it. He was trying to go 1-on-5 in the Kittson County Central zone. And now the Bearcats going to try and press into the Broncos zone. And so far, it's Kittson County Central in possession. But that was, I believe, number 5, Wesley. Excuse me. Yeah, number 5, Wesley Sugden, who was pressed by 2. Bauer Lindvall centering pass! Wide right! Shot by Andrew Ide. My goodness, what a setup, too. A nice little layup. Just couldn't finish up the dunk. Andrew Ide centering pass. Looks like he was looking for Brody Baldwin, but he was tied up with the Kittson County Central player. Pass across the blue line to Carson Crandall. He flips it behind the net to Andrew Ide again. Andrew Ide almost loses it. He's able to pass to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin to the blue line. That's Gray Shikowski. Long shot caught by Andrew Anderson. Andrew Anderson. He saw that. He looked like Gray Shikowski was aiming for that top left corner of the net, trying to hit top shelf once again. And Andrew Anderson able to extend and get the save as we are almost 5 minutes left in period one. Broncos lead 2-0 on the PCA scoreboard. Some great defensive work by Kittson County Central after giving up a 2-goal lead, as it's just the offense that they have been struggling to set up thus far. Carson Crandall in the defensive zone across the ice to Gray Shikowski, up into the neutral zone to Chase Phillips. Phillips can't control it, and that's going to be icing against the Broncos. So just under 5 minutes now in period number one as we're going to face off in the Broncos zone. Kittson County Central looking to find the net and make this a much closer game. And the biggest goal is, of course, to not let the Broncos score another one, because they do not want to give them any momentum. They do not want to let this lead get too crazy. As a shot on goal that hit the stick of Bronco. I think that might have hit Aiden Lehman, so that wasn't able to get close to the net. Bearcats, nice job flipping from the Bearcat zone into the neutral zone, but that's taken in the Bronco zone by number 22, Camden Gullickson-Palmer. His shot goes wide, so he almost had a one-on-one situation with Kane Thompson, but he had to rush himself a little more than he would have liked to, just because he knew those Broncos defenders were pressing. Carter Thompson up the ice to Hoyt Nelson. Nelson trying to get out of their zone. Finally gets it to Chase Phillips, who's in the neutral zone, but he's got a 1-on-5 situation. A long shot, and that's going to be another catch for the save by Andrew Anderson. Broncos so far 14 shots on goal. Kittson County Central only 3. So Broncos leading by 2, but they want to extend their lead before we go into the second period. But Kittson County Central able to knock it out of their zone. Carson Crandall recovers behind the net in the Broncos zone. He's able to flip it across to Matthew Black. No, actually it's going to get to Willie Yerksa instead. He's going to pass it back to Crandall. Crandall up the ice to Zach Yuso. Yuso flips into the neutral zone. He finds Anthony Yerksa. Yerksa pass one. And that's going to be off the glove of Andrew Anderson on top of the goal. And then Yerksa tried to get his own rebound, but it ended up hitting the pad of Anderson for another save for the Bearcats. Now inside of the Broncos zone. Can't get a centering pass intended for number, I believe that was number 16, Jackson Herman. Centering pass. Can't come up with it. The Bearcats, great defense in front of the net. As Carson Crandall up the ice and off the wall to Anthony Yerksa. Yerksa back to Yerksa. Willie Yerksa in the left circle. He's going to get pressed. He's going to have to pass it behind the net and trying to get it out to either to Zach Yuso, I think, who does come up with it, but he runs into a Bearcat player, and the Bearcats come up with it. That's Gullickson-Palmer. Palmer up into the neutral zone. Pass across the ice intended for number 16, Jackson Hemis. Broncos come up with it in their own zone. That's Matthew Black trying to flip it up into the neutral zone, but a Bronco couldn't get it. Almost got taken away by Kittson County Central, but Broncos have it again in their own zone. Matthew Black on the far side of the ice. Pass into the neutral zone. That hits the stick of Andrew Ide, but Kittson County Central comes up with it in their defensive zone. From behind the net, taken away, and Brody Baldwin almost able to get a shot in front of the net. Another rebound. That was almost taken by Bauer Lindvall, but another great save by Andrew Anderson. So, my goodness. A lot of situations. This could have been a much bigger lead for the Broncos, but Anderson doing a good job after giving up the first 2 goals. Centering pass intended for Andrew Ide. Couldn't get a good shot on goal. A bunch of Kittson County Central hockey sticks were hitting his as he was going for the shot. Now it's Kittson County Central all one-on-one. Gullickson-Palmer against Kane Thompson. Shot on goal goes wide to the right, and he's going to want that one back. Pass into the neutral zone. This is Brody Baldwin. Baldwin, long shot off the pad of Andrew Anderson. Great job forechecking by the Broncos, though. Pass in front of that. Hoyt Nelson couldn't get a centering pass to anybody as no one there to receive it. Paxton Savonin pressed against the wall, can't get it, come up with it, and the Broncos are going to have to backtrack as it makes its way into the neutral zone, but they take it right back. Savonin across the ice to Hoyt Nelson. Nelson makes it past one, but he can't get control of it. Puck is loose in front of the net. Hoyt Nelson almost able to flip it in front, but disrupted again. Another shot on goal. I think that was number 3, Chase Phillips. So now it's just a scramble for who can actually get a stick on the puck. Savonin centering pass, I think intended for Chase Phillips, taken away by Kittson County Central. Briggs Youngren able to flip it into the neutral zone, taken right back though. This is Gray Shikowski. Shikowski loses it though, almost kept in the attack zone, but Chase Phillips couldn't keep control of it, as Kittson County Central is going to take it right back. Flipped up the ice from the blue line. Carson Crandall off the pad of Anderson. Now another pass goes behind the net. That's Aiden Lehman who comes up with it, but then taken away by Kittson County Central. We're going to get icing with just over 30 seconds to go. Specifically 34 seconds. So Broncos trying to find the back of the net after 2 quick goals towards the beginning of the first period. They've been struggling to find the back of the net. Kittson County Central certainly have recovered defensively as this period went on, but they still gave up those first 2 goals and put themselves in a position to where they need to score 2 to tie it. Eli Muir here across the ice, intended for a teammate, Hemis, but that's taken away by the Broncos. Now, Anthony Yerksa gets it poked out, but he still comes up with the puck. He's able to flip it towards the blue line to Carter Thompson, but that's taken right back by Kittson County Central. Now, it's Gullickson Palmer on the far side of the ice. He's pressed against the wall by Aiden Lehman. 5 seconds left in period 1, and that's a goal with time to spare, 2 seconds to spare, and now we have ourselves a 2-1 game. That was number 22, Gullickson Palmer, I believe, hitting top shelf, able to slip it by Kane Thompson. And so now we have ourselves a game. 2 seconds left in period number 1. That goal came at 16:58. And shockingly, no penalties. And just doing a face-off just for the fun of it, because no way either team was going to make something happen in 2.6 seconds. But current score here on the PCA scoreboard, it is 2-1. Broncos lead by 1 after it looked like they were off to a hot start. Kittson County Central responded.
First period, number 22, Camden Gullickson Palmer, with the assist of number 16, Jackson Hemis, and number 21, Asher Olsenowski.
So one thing to note is a very clean game played by both teams. No penalties given up as they get ready for their intermission activities. The Mini-Mites are coming onto the ice to play a fun exhibition, fun scrimmage here at intermission. And our Bronco hockey players are going to be playing as one of the sidelines. And so I'm going to allow you guys a chance to watch these kids in action. But first, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors as I get ready for my intermission update. You are listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box.
Events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real, because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work. To take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths
And welcome back to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as YourLiveEvent.com. Yours truly, Augie Schmidt, here live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. And sorry, just watching the Mini Mites playing some intermission hockey here for your entertainment, and these kids are the cutest things ever. My goodness. And here's another reminder: make sure you stop by Bronco Arena tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. for the Squirt B hockey team taking on Greenway, because they're partnering up with the Salvation Army and doing a toy drive. All kinds of toy drives happening here in the Borderlands. It's a great way to help support the community and great way to help give back in this time of giving, because that is what Christmas is all about. And that's something that I love so much about Christmas, is the giving. And a quick recap here: Broncos ended up on fire at the early parts of period number one. Willie Yerxa able to tip a long shot centering shot by Gray Shikowski into the top shelf to take an early 1-0 lead at 3:36. I had 3:36. Jared Kostick, our current PA guy, said 3:35, but who's keeping track of that? And he also assisted by Anthony Yerxa. And then that was followed a little more than a minute 15 later by number 17, Barrow Linval, finding the back of the net with an assist from Andrew Ide and Brody Baldwin. And that was a really great goal by Barrow Linval as well. Able to get the pass from Andrew Ide, skate right in front of the Kittson County Central net, then get a nice drive-by goal. Kittson County Central, we're not out of it just yet. First of all, great defense shown by Andrew Anderson, a couple of huge saves to keep this game as close as it is. And then with 2 seconds to spare, it would be number 22, Camden Gullickson, one of the leading scorers for Kittson County Central. In fact, coming into today, he was tied for first with 4 goals this season, tied with his teammate, number 16, Jackson Hemis, who had 4 goals as well. And Jackson Hemis just was on the assist for that goal, in fact, as well as number 21, Asher Olsenowski, who had 3 assists coming into today. And Camden Gullickson was able to slip it past Kane Thompson to get that 1 goal to keep this game as close as it is. And so Kittson County Central not out of it just yet. They are still kicking and screaming in this one. And so Broncos, the biggest key to the game, brought to you by Border GMC, is to get their shots going again. They were leading with shots on goal with 22-4. And so the Broncos, 22 shots on goal, and so you need to have more than just a 1-goal lead if you are going to have that kind of production, especially if you're only going to allow 4 shots on goal for Kittson County Central. And so biggest key to the game for the Broncos is having that same production in terms of shots on goal, but making sure they find the back of the net. They got to get it past Andrew Anderson, and he has not been backing down, and he's been a big part of the reason why Kittson County Central is staying in this game. For the Bearcats, their biggest key to the game is going to have to be picking back up their production in terms of shots on goal. They got 1 in, despite only having 4 shots on goal. So that's always a good sign, but they got to get more if they want to stay competitive in this game, and they've allowed way too many shots on their own goal by the Broncos team. I think another big key to the game for today is for Anthony Yerxa and Willie Yerxa to start picking up their usual production here. I know they usually have a lot more shots on goal. I think Kittson County Central's defense, they were kind of keying in on them being the 2 leading scorers for the Broncos, and so they were able to play a little bit more aggressive and try and fight off getting the puck to those 2 as often as they probably usually get the puck in the game. And so just trying to find that usual production that they have in games is going to be play a big part for the Broncos here today. And so those are our keys to the game. Another reminder, stay tuned after the game. We have our Enbridge Energy player of the game as well as our Domino's Pizza player of the game. Looking for a quick, easy, and delicious dinner, then looking no further than your local Domino's. With more than just pizza, Domino's is the perfect carryout after the game, or you can have it delivered. So great deals are always happening at Domino's. 283-3444. Make Domino's your lunch or dinner destination today. And the player who gets the Domino's Pizza Player of the Game is going to get a free pizza from Domino's with our certificate that we give them. And so also, before the game, we had our National Anthem sponsor brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. And also, make sure you stop on by as they are going to be hosting a watch party for the annual Army-Navy game. And I am so excited for that. It's always such a fun time. You got to love the tradition of college football, and you got to love the tradition of the Army-Navy game. Here's what's to come before we go into a quick break. This next Monday, coming right out of the weekend, we're going to be covering some Little Fort Big Falls Vikings basketball. The boys' basketball team is going to be taking on Kelleher Northome, and that's going to be myself and Joey Payer on the mic to cover some Vikings basketball action on Monday night. And then following right after that, Tuesday night, it's going to be the Borderland Battle. The Broncos and Vikings girls basketball teams taking on at, I believe this game is going to be taking place at Bronco High School, and that's going to be game live on Lakes Country 104 as well as on yourliveevent.com. And across the border, the Muskies are going to be hosting Dryden Eagles. The girls hockey team on fire for some time, had a rough game against War Road just earlier this past week, and Joey Payer is going to be on the mic for that one on the Bear 95.3 KGHS. And another big games coming up. Thursday next week, the Bronco girls basketball team is going to be taking on Roseau at home, and I'm going to be covering that one on Lakes Country 104 as well as on yourliveevent.com. And the Muskies are going to be, the Muskies girls hockey team is going to be playing the Broncos in their annual border battle. This border battle taking place in Fort Francis in the Ice for Kids Arena. And again, that's going to be Thursday night. Joey Payer on the mic for that one on the Bear 95.3 KGHS. So, okay, so in a sense, following the big rivalry week with Army-Navy game, we have our own rivalry week with the Borderland Battle for girls basketball on Tuesday night, and then Thursday night, the Border Battle on KGHS between the girls hockey teams of the Broncos and the Muskies. And so this is Augie Schmidt live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM as well as on yourliveevent.com. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back for more. You're listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM and yourliveevent.com on from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box.
And the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities' rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as YourLiveEvent.com. Yours truly, Augie Schmidt here, bringing you a live broadcast of today's high school varsity hockey action between the Innisfil Falls Broncos and the Kittson County Central Bearcats. Current score, the Broncos leading 2-1 against the Bearcats after two early goals from Willie Yerxa and Bauer Lindvall. And then that was answered with 2 seconds left in the first period by a goal by Camden Gullickson-Palmer. No penalties, so very, very clean game from both sides. And so, granted, I've noticed that with a lot of Broncos games is that the first period is very clean, no penalties at all, and then all hell breaks loose in the second period. So curious to see if the aggression gets picked up by both sides of the ice here today as we get ready for a second period of action between the Broncos and the Bearcats. Bearcats, they have been on the road ever since December 2nd, and they are currently 3-1 in their last 4 games. All of those games being on the road. They lost to Mayville Portland 8-2, beat North Shore 6-1, then beat Moose Lake 5-2, and then last night they beat Lake of the Woods 9-6, thanks to a 5-period five-goal first period. Excuse me. Broncos coming off of a huge 13-2 win over Wadena Deer Creek, also just last night, to move up to 4-0. Deep pass across to Zeg Yuso as the star wide receiver who got all-state, all-district mention. He is used to getting a lot of these deep shots down the field as Carson Crandall from the blue line hits a wall of bodies, and surprisingly no tripping call. For a second I thought we were going to get a tripping against Aiden Lehman as he was skating past Gullickson-Palmer, but no call. Broncos from behind the goal able to... Anthony Yerxa able to find Zach Yuso over to Willie Yerxa, shot on goal, and somehow that gets in. What? Bit of a Houdini trick right there. It looked like it hit the chest of Andrew Anderson, flipped up in the air, landed behind him, and as he was trying to turn around to find the puck, ends up bouncing off of his skate and into the net. So Broncos Okay, they get the goal there and we are 41 seconds into period number 2. Where's my pen at? I keep losing it. In my pocket, apparently. So Bilbo Baggins would certainly be proud of me losing my pen in my pocket. So 41 seconds into the period, Broncos get back up to a 2-goal lead. I do believe it's going to be Willie Yerxa awarded the goal here, as the faceoff is won by the Broncos, who quickly enter the attack zone. Centering pass intended for Brody Baldwin, no good. Able to make its way to Gray Shikowski, who's going to try and flip it along the wall. And it was Yerxa. So a very bizarre goal, to say the least, because it looked like Anderson had it wrapped up in his chest after the shot by Willie Yerxa, but somehow it found its way home. Carter Thompson up the ice to number 12, Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide down center ice, skating to the near side. Centering pass to Bauer Linville, and that's going to be right off the chest. I think it got trapped somewhere on the body of Andrew Anderson. And so it's still 3-1 on the PSA scoreboard. Broncos leading. Haven't yet had a timeout call, but once we do, that's going to be brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For a home professionally cleaned all year round, call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. That's Matthew Black trying to flip it up the wall to Hoyt Nelson. Centering pass intended for Andrew Ide. Pax Savonin goes across unanswered. Carson Crandall centering pass also to Savonin, just out of reach. And after the Bearcats were able to flip it into the neutral zone, that's taken away by Chase Phillips. Taken right back, though, by number 6, Jackson Bring. I didn't see the R in his last name. Now from behind the net, this is number 2 for Kittson County. Excuse me, that's not 2, that's 21. Centering pass, Pax Savonin almost able to get a freebie in front of the net, but no good. Now Savonin loses it in the right circle, almost taken away by number 6, Jackson Bring. Now Chase Phillips from the left circle, no good. And now Bring almost able to take it in the neutral zone. That's poked out by a Bronco. Now Zach Yuso from the neutral zone enters the attack zone. From the left side, or right side, excuse me. I got to get my left and right correct. No good. Matthew Black loses it behind the net, almost taken away. Chase Phillips recovers it, and he's going to try and skate through 3 different Kittson County Central players, but he wasn't able to get past them. Zach User recovers it at the blue line, flips it to Carson Crandall. Carson Crandall is going to hit it, get the pass behind the net. Not able to connect with a teammate, but it's stolen away by Willie Yerxa. Willie Yerxa is going to skate around. He's trying to find someone to pass to. He's going to bring it out front. Passes it to his left to Anthony Yerxa. Yerxa to Yerxa. Shot by Anthony Yerxa goes wide and over the net. And I just realized I forgot to start the clock on your live event. But we have 13:48 left in period number 2. Broncos lead 3-1 on the PCA scoreboard. Face-off to the left of the Bearcat goal. Bearcats going left to right in the green with red shoulders jerseys. Broncos right to left in their white home jerseys with the purple and yellow stripes, or gold, purple and gold stripes. Kittson County Central from the neutral zone. That was Gullickson Palmer who loses it in the Broncos zone. Taken right back by the Broncos. This is number 18, Willie Yerxa, able to take it away. He's going to try and flip it off the wall to a teammate, Carter Thompson, able to forecheck it for a second there, but now it's taken away by the Bearcats. This is Gullickson Palmer. Flips it into the attack zone, but that's almost taken away by Aiden Lehman, who's skating along the wall. Gets it to Yerxa, Yerxa to Lehman, Lehman to Anthony Yerxa. Anthony Yerxa in the attack zone. Gets around one, and he gets the goal! Able to swerve around a Kittson County Central defender who was trying to block his path, and he was able to get the puck into the net for a goal, and this goal comes at 3:53. So I think they might have heard my my advice on the keys to the game, because Anthony Yerxa, after being kept out of the net in that first period. Now both him and his cousin have found a goal in this second period to extend it 4-1 on the PCA scoreboard. Broncos leading against the Bearcats. Pass up the ice intended for Bauer Lindvall, just out of reach. Taken away by number 5, Wesley Sugden. Sudgeon, excuse me. So Willie Yerxa gets the assist for the Broncos on the goal by Anthony Yerxa, as well as Aiden Lehman. As Grishkowski centering pass intended for Brody Baldwin. Fans on the shot, and so it's going to have to be backtracked a little as it was knocked out of the Kittson County Central zone and all the way to the Bronco zone, and Kittson County Central comes up with it in the attack zone. Intercepted, though, by Bauer Lindvall. Puck is loose in the Bronco zone. Finally knocked out. Carson Crandall got a stick on it and knocked it into the neutral zone. Kittson County Central from their own side of the ice. Ty Fallen trying to flip it up, and that's going to be taken by the Broncos. This is Andrew Ide from the left circle. He's going to press against the wall by number 3, Clarence Pretzka. Excuse me, forgot to ask Coach for pronunciations, apparently. And Eli Muir from behind the ice loses it, taken away by Gray Shikowski. He's going to flip it up the ice, intended for number 13, Nick Casaretto, but that's going to be taken right back by the Bearcats. Centering pass intended for Muir, taken away by the Broncos. Hoyt Nelson, head full of steam down the far side of the ice. He's going to try and skate towards the center. Couldn't get a ricochet from a teammate, but that was recovered by Casaretto. But taken right back by the Bearcats. Pass across the ice by Gullickson Palmer. Couldn't get it to a teammate. That's taken away by Matthew Black. Black up the ice to Casaretto. Casaretto trying to get it to Chase Phillips, but that's taken away by Hemis. Hemis able to get the puck to Gullickson Palmer. That's his shot. Well, try to go for a shot. And big hit laid out by Muir, knocking Chase Phillips off his feet. Shot goes wide to the right of the Bronco goal. Then a rebound also gets blocked by Thompson, and that's going to be a quick goalie stoppage by Kane Thompson. Still 4-1 on the PCA scoreboard, and 10:47 left in the period as the Broncos are leading over the Bearcats. Face off to the right of the Bronco goal. It's Yerxa, Anthony Yerxa specifically, against Guilford Finney. Zach Uso to center ice to Willie Yerxa. And the top shelf goal by Anthony Yerxa, thanks to a nice backhanded pass by Willie Yerxa. And now it is 5-1 on the PCA scoreboard. Broncos leading and extending their lead. Another quick series of goals. Anthony Yerxa, he now has 2 of them in this second period. Very fitting. 2 goals in the second period. That came at the 6:23 mark of the period. And almost another opportunity, right? The puck was loose just to the right of the net. Willie Yerxa from the left circle skates around, centering pass intended for Anthony Yerxa. His shot gets blocked by Andrew Anderson.
And number 7, Zach Uso. That's Yerxa from Uso at 6:23 of the second period.
So Zach Uso with another assist here today. Carson Crandall trying to get a pass into the attack zone. It gets blocked. Broncos gets a line change. Andrew Ide was right where the puck was landing. Anthony Yerxa, trying to skate past everyone on Kittson County's defense just to get to the net. And now the puck is loose in front of the net. There's a stick on the ground, finally picked up. Pass to Aiden Lehman. Aiden Lehman back up to Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson loses it. Started to lose his footing a little there. Kittson County Central finally forces it into the neutral zone. Aiden Lehman recovers in the Broncos zone. He has to watch out because he had Jackson Hemis right there on his tail. And now he gets a pass to Brody Baldwin. Brody Baldwin somehow forcing a couple of Kittson County Central players to run right into each other. Bauer Lindvall up the ice. He finds Andrew Ide. Shot on goal. Stick save, and he was able. Andrew Anderson was able to knock the puck right in front of him, and that led to a cover, and now we're going to get a face-off to the right of the Kittson County goal. 9:02 left in period number 2. 5-1 on the PCA scoreboard. Broncos lead. Brody Baldwin trying to get a quick goal immediately after the face-off, but couldn't get it in the net. Now Kittson County Central comes out with it. Jackson Hemis. He is one of the leading scorers for the Bearcats. His shot goes wide to the left, kind of disrupted by a Bronco defender. Now it's Brody Baldwin trying to go for a centering pass to Bauer Lindvall. Instead, he comes out with it after it was blocked by the Bearcats. He's going to skate around, try and slow things down and give a chance for his teammates to catch up. His shot goes wide, but recovered by the Broncos. That's taken right back by the Bearcats, though. From the neutral zone, that's number 19, Ty Fallen, who flips it into the Bronco defensive zone, but it's taken right back. Carter Thompson to Gray Shikowski. Gray Shikowski backs off a little. Now it's the Bearcats with the puck. Knocked away, poked out. Lucas Sobolik, trying to get through the Broncos defense, but he just couldn't. We're going to get an icing called against the Broncos, so we're going to take this puck all the way back to the Broncos zone, a face-off to the left of the International Falls net. After only getting 4 shots on goal, Kittson County Central now has 7 total with 3 shots, so already upping their previous offensive production compared to that first period. As Kittson County Central trying to force the puck into the Bronco net. Flipped up the ice. Zach Yuso on the near side. Centering pass intended for Anthony Yerxa. Yerxa up to Willie Yerxa. Willie Yerxa can't slip it past Andrew Anderson. Puck is loose. Now flipped off the wall by number 9, Briggs Youngren. Kittson County Central able to get it to the Broncos zone, but that's going to end up being knocked out into the neutral zone by the Broncos. Now it's Willie Yerxa in the attack zone, looking for a centering pass. Finds Anthony Yerxa, shot off the leg pad of Andrew Anderson. Pass intended for number 10, Lucas Sobolik, ended up going wide, and now it's the Broncos. Once again, Anthony Yerxa, a long shot, goes over the net, but luckily he had a teammate there. That Carson Crandall from the blue line able to flip it back into the attack zone. Broncos get a chance for a quick line change. Kittson County Central not able to get enough giddy up to try and get past the Broncos, as almost hit off his feet. Jackson Hemis trying to squeeze past 2 Bronco players on the wall, and that's taken away in the Broncos zone by Carson Crandall. He's going to get into the neutral zone and flip it up the ice. Almost taken back, but Zach Yuso gets into the Kittson County Central zone, taken back by number 19, Ty Fallen. Off the wall in front of the net, eventually in the possession of number 3, Clarence Prequez. So 6:36 left in period number 2. Broncos leading 5-1 on the PCA scoreboard. And on the faceoff, Brody Baldwin and Briggs Youngren. In the Kittson County Central defensive zone, Youngren trying to pass it up the ice to Lucas Sobolik, eventually able to get it across the ice, and no icing called, so Broncos have to go coast to coast. Carter Thompson, for a second, had the puck behind the net. He tried to get fancy with it, almost lost it. Kane Thompson helped recover it, and now pass up the ice. Chase Phillips able to try and get it into the up to a teammate. I think maybe trying to look for Andrew Ide, but that was out of reach, and that's going to be another icing. This icing brings it to the Broncos zone now. And it is 6:07 on the clock here. I will not be encouraging no silly memes today. This is a very serious broadcast, I swear. 6-7, I know. And Broncos win the face-off. Flipped up to Willie Yerxa. Willie Yerxa to Anthony Yerxa. Yerxa on the far side of the ice enters the attack zone. slows down at the left circle. He's going for the long shot, and that's going to be deflected by Andrew Anderson. On the rebound, it's number 8, Guilford Finney, who's able to get it up the ice to his teammate, and puck goes high in the air and eventually caught by Kane Thompson. And so that's the goalie stoppage. We're going to get a face-off. Looks like we're going to go to the right circle in the Bronco zone. Again, Broncos going right to left on your radio dial. For a second, it looks like we're also going to take a quick second to readjust the Kittson County Central goal. Looked like the goal, the guy working the light behind the Kittson County Central goal was able to signal the referees and let them know that it was a little off its position. And so good job there, from nice fair play, as the Broncos defense really aggressive here. Surprisingly, still no penalties, believe it or not. Not a single one on either team. And I think a numbers advantage would be big news for either side, as Anthony Yerkes able to get advanced in the neutral zone, and he gives it to Zach Yuso. Yuso trying to give it back to Yerkes, and he's going to get hit. And it looks like he was feeling it after Jackson Hemis laid the boom. Willie Yerkes with a shot on goal, deflected, and Anthony Yerkes takes himself out of the game. Hopefully nothing too serious, but it did feel like he was feeling his arm a little. Deep pass, Zach Yuso. Shot goes wide to the right. My goodness, he's going to want that one back. Now it's up against the wall there. Andrew Ide trying to come up with it, and it's going to somehow make its way to the neutral zone instead. Zach Yuso across the ice to Carter Thompson. Thompson up the ice to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide in the attack zone to Brody Baldwin. Almost with a ricochet for Andrew Ide, but nice job by Andrew Anderson knocking it away from the net, but Broncos take it right back. Brody Baldwin flips it up the ice, ends up behind the Kittson County Central net. Great forechecking by Grace Shikowski, but that time it's going to be knocked into the neutral zone by number 8, Guilford Finney, but he couldn't keep control of it. Almost taken right back by the Broncos. Now the Broncos contain it in the neutral zone. Andrew Ide on the near side of the ice from just outside of the right circle, trying to go for a shot on goal, deflected by Andrew Anderson. And that's going to be a quick stoppage. I think the net might have gotten moved again. And so just going to have to adjust the net real quick. We're going to get a face-off, possibly to the left, I think, of the Kittson County Central net. We're going to get a quick line change from the Broncos as well. In for the face-off, it's going to be Chase Phillips of the Broncos, and I think either Guilford Finney or maybe number 3, Clarence Prequez. Nope, it's going to be Finney in for the face-off for Kittson County Central. Face-off makes his way somehow to the other side of the ice in the Bearcat zone. Grace Shikowski, great forechecking, keeping it on the other side of the ice. Almost a shot on goal by the Broncos number 22, Pax Savonin, but that was a nice deflection. Grace Shikowski off the wall, up to Chase Phillips. He tried to go for a centering pass off a couple of legs of the Bearcats defenders. Bearcats still can't get it out of the zone just yet, as Carson Crandall's going to knock it off the wall and back into the zone, and he's going to try and skate forward. Centering pass, no one there to answer it, off the legs of Asher Olsenowski, and finally able to flip it into the neutral zone. Broncos come out with it in the defensive zone. Grace Shikowski makes one miss, gets past the other. He's going to eventually get it to his teammate. That's Casaretto. Loses it in the Broncos zone. Pass up the ice, though, from Grace Shikowski to Pax Savoni. He's going to flip it into the attack zone and quickly go for substitution. They bring out Zach Yuso. From behind that, Chase Field centering pass. Zach Yuso, shot on goal, and it's in! Zach Yuso with a nice goal coming right off of the bench, and he decides, you know what, let's score one. Now that we're on the ice here, this goal came at 13:50. Right in the 5-hole, I think, from the looks of it. The Broncos senior helps extend the lead 6-1. And by the way, shout out to Carson Kostick. Technically correct, the score eventually got to 6-1, but he said that was going to be the first period score. So I got to give him a little bit of crap on that for getting it wrong.
Number 7, Zach Uso. With the assist to number 3, Chase Phillips. And number 13, Nicholas Casaretto. That's Uso and Phillips and Casaretto at 13:50 of the second period.
Chase Phillips and Nick Casaretto with the assist for the goal by Uso. Uso almost with the second one as he was posted right in front of the net, got a centering pass, but he couldn't get control of the puck. Now it's in the Broncos zone. Eli Muir trying to come away with it, hitting a wall hard. That was Matthew Black, but still able to come up with the puck somehow. And now Willie Yerxa at the blue line trying to slow things down and get some teammates to pass through. He passes it across to Matthew Black. A long shot. It looked like it hit either Uso or a Kittson County Central player, and that's going to lead to a, never mind, not an icing, as Carson Crandall's going to come up with it after a pass from Kane Thompson. Almost loses it after getting pressed on the wall by Kittson County Central's number 10, Lucas Sobolik. And now it's the Broncos with the puck up the ice. Brody Baldwin slowing it things down just outside of the right circle. Almost lost it as he was pressed by a couple of Kittson County Central players, but he comes back up with it behind the net. Shot on goal, almost a ricochet for Andrew Ide. And now the puck is up against the wall just behind the Kittson County Central net. The Bearcats do come up with it, but they couldn't control it as it goes across the neutral zone and into the Bronco defensive zone. And deep pass up the ice. Matthew Black trying to find either Andrew Ide or Brody Baldwin, but it goes out of reach of both. And Kittson County Central is going to come up with the puck inside of the zone, taken away by Brody Baldwin. He tried to get past two defenders, but he couldn't keep control. He's going to come back up with it after the puck was loose across the blue line to Matthew Black. And I think that might have hit the post, but it's going to be no goal for the Broncos. They lose it in the neutral zone, so now they got to recover. Matthew Black, another long shot. That is a stick hand save by Andrew Anderson. Puck is loose behind the net. Coming up with it is number 21, Asher Olsenowski, who's able to get it up the ice and into the neutral zone, recovered by Barrow Lindvall. His pass to Carson Crandall, almost lost it, and a great pad save by Kane Thompson. Scary situation there as they almost gave up a freebie as Carson Crandall and Barrow Lindvall had ran into each other, and that poked the puck loose in front of their own net. Barrow Lindvall across the ice to Crandall. Crandall not able to get past Gullickson. Palmer able to get the pass to number 23, Muir. Broncos eventually come up with it, but taken right back by Kittson County Central in the Broncos zone. Kittson County Central trying to get another last-second in goal, but the Broncos able to get a pass up to number 17, Barrow Lindvall. He couldn't control it, though, and that's going to lead to icing. And almost deja vu for the Broncos as they don't want to give up a second goal with seconds to spare. Yes, they have a much bigger lead this time around, but at the same time, you do not want to give them any kind of momentum going into the third period. They cannot make the mistake that Kittson County Central made when they played against Lake of the Woods last night, because they had a big 5-goal first period, but then they let up and almost allowed for the Lake of the Woods Bears to come back in the second period, only scoring one extra goal, and then had to score 3 more just to seal away the game. Now it's Yerxa trying to go for the long shot, but not really enough time there. Broncos are still going to have a 6-1 lead on the PCA scoreboard, and technically not entirely wrong, but I maybe need to check to see if Carson Koschik is a witch, because he did have a prediction of the score being 6-1. Granted, he said it was going to be at the end of the first period, so no, I don't know. That's the only thing saving the witch allegations. But what a period by the Broncos there. 4 goals, 2 of them for Anthony Yerxa, 1 for Willie Yerxa, 1 for Zach Uso. Those are also the usual 3 top scorers for the Broncos this season. And now we're going to get ready for a second period intermission. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSCM, as well as watching on YourLiveEvent.com. We're live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. And we haven't had any timeouts yet, but if we do, that's going to be brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For a home professionally cleaned all year round, call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take you great care of you. And of course, we have our post-game awards, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, as well as our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. We'll be back after the break.
Which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities' rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSDM. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. And we are getting ready for an upcoming third period of action. They're about to do the Chuck a Puck fundraiser. And so a lot of kids lined up in front of me getting ready to chuck a puck onto the ice and win a nice prize. Obviously, it's closest to that blue center dot as can be, and so that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Let's give a quick recap here. So first of all, 2 periods of hockey and not a single penalty against either team. Either these teams are playing some very clean hockey, or there might be some calls missed here and there. I will say there was probably a trip at one point in the first period that probably could have been called, and for the most part, just a lot of icing. No offsides penalties either, so that's another thing that's been interesting to witness, but again, very clean hockey, no penalties on either side, so much credit to them. Obviously, Broncos got to stay playing clean hockey. They don't want to give up any number of disadvantages as they are up by only 5. And Kittson County Central, they need to start picking up their shot production. They currently, it's 42 shots for the Broncos, 10 for the Bearcats. Bearcats only was able to up their production in that second period with 6 shots on goal. But the Broncos had another 20-shot performance as they had 20 shots on goal in that second period. And, of course, 4 of those went in. One from Willie Yerxa to get his second of the day. And then 2 back-to-back by Anthony Yerxa to tie his cousin for goals in this game thus far. And then Zach Uso put the exclamation point with the 4th goal in that second period with a nice assist from Chase Phillips as well as from Nick Casaretto. And I think we might have a definitive winner for the Chuck-a-Puck. Let me just zoom in real quick here, because my goodness, what a puck that was. Almost right there center. Last couple of throws, I think we have a winner. Unless this one, 2 more throws, I think now that's it. There we go. We do indeed have a winner for Chuck a Puck here today. Now back to hockey and back to business of our intermission show. And so getting ready for this upcoming third period of action, what's going to have to happen? Well, Broncos, stay aggressive at the net and maybe get a couple more just for some reassurance on keeping this lead, but also staying strong defensively. There are a couple of moments where it seemed like Kittson County Central might be pretty close to getting a goal, but sadly it would just be short. And Broncos would play some great defense to keep it out. Kane Thompson, exceptional with getting those saves. And so just not wanting to give up any more lucky goals, any last-second goals either. And so Broncos just got to continue playing tough both sides and not allow any penalties. That'll give light of hope for the Kittson County Central Bearcats. And for the Bearcats, well, like I said earlier, got to try and bring up that offensive production and get more shots on net and try and give themselves more opportunity to score. And another thing, don't forget, stay tuned after the game for our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game, as well as our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Domino's Pizza, looking for a quick, easy, and delicious dinner, then look no further than your local Domino's. With more than just pizza, Domino's is the perfect carryout after the game, or you can have it delivered, so great deals are always happening at Domino's, 283-3444. Make Domino's your lunch or dinner destination today. And, of course, the Domino's Pizza Player of the Game will receive a gift certificate for a free pizza from Domino's. Every scoreboard update throughout the competition is brought to you by Packaging Corporation of America. Our timeout is brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For a home professionally cleaned all year round, call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And before the game, we had our Border GMC keys to the game, as well as our national anthem sponsor, brought to you by the local VFW Post 2948. Join us for Burger Night and karaoke. Make sure you also stop by later today if you are in town and check out their watch party for the annual Army versus Navy football game. As always, go Army, and let's go Broncos as they lead 6-1. Here's what's to come in our broadcasting schedule. Monday night, we are going to be in Little Fork, Big Falls for the Vikings boys basketball team taking on North Killier, and that's a 7:15 p.m. tip-off. So around a 7 o'clock, 6:45 p.m. pregame show, Joey Pear and myself on for that one. And on Tuesday night, it's going to be some girls basketball and girls hockey action. Joey Pear is going to be covering the Muskies taking on Dryden over in the Ice for Kids Arena in Canada. And I'm going to be covering the Borderland battle between the Broncos and the Vikings girls basketball teams. That's going to be at Falls High School, and that's going to be on KSTM as well as on YourLiveEvent.com. You are tuning in for our live broadcast today on YourLiveEvent.com as well as on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Getting ready, period number 3. It's the Broncos going left to right on your radio dial, wearing their white home jerseys with the purple and yellow stripes on the sleeves and around the waist. And Kittson County Central right to left with their green away jerseys and red shoulders on that, with white stripes on the waistline and the sleeves. And so coming up here is the opening puck drop for period number 3. It's almost underway, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to go to an ad break, but I feel like I don't really have enough time for that, so we're going to stick around as we get ready for the puck drop. Kittson County Central, their one goal today came from number 22, one of their leading scorers for today. His 5th goal of the season, Camden Gullickson Palmer, assisted by number 16, Jackson Hemis, and number 21, Asher Olsenowski. Puck drop won by the Broncos from their own zone. Pass across to Willie Yerxa. Willie Yerxa trying to get a centering pass to Anthony Yerxa. That's going to be almost taken away by the Bearcats. Instead, the Broncos come up with it in the neutral zone. Anthony Yerxa enters the attack zone across to Willie Yerxa, Wasn't able to get control of it, but the Broncos do eventually come up with it. Willie Yerxa to Anthony Yerxa. Centering pass intended for Zach Uso. He got caught up with a Bearcat player, but the Broncos luckily had a great forward checking from Aiden Lehman. Looks like there might be an equipment loose on the ice. Not sure what that is, but luckily it's picked up by a referee, and Jackson Hemmett is going to try and go for a quick shot from the right circle in the Bronco defensive zone, but that's going to be pad save and a cover by Kane Thompson. Kane Thompson, a 90% save percentage on the season. Only allowed the one goal in this game, and that was a goal that came with 2 seconds to spare in period number 1. Carson Kostick had a prediction that the score was going to be 6-1 by the end of the first period, and technically he's right. It was the end of the second period that the Broncos were able to get to 6-1, but still not a bad prediction by Carson. But his final prediction is a final score of 10-2 as Andrew Ide from the neutral zone enters the attack zone. Swerving in from the left circle, is going to go around the net all the way out towards the blue line, flips it behind him to Matthew Black. Matthew Black from the right circle in Kittson County's zone, trying to get a centering pass intended for either Bauer Lindvall or Brody Black. Brody Black recovers behind the net, passes it behind the net to Andrew Ide. He's going to skate out to the right of the goal. Shot goes wide left, but recovered at the blue line by Carter Thompson, but he can't keep it in the zone, so they're going to have to backtrack a little and avoid an offsides penalty. He pass inside to the neutral zone to Brody Baldwin. Brody Baldwin with the puck inside the Bronco defensive zone. He's going to backtrack a little, and that allows Kittson County Central a line change. Gets a pass up to Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson flips into the attack zone. Brody Baldwin, never mind, it's going to be the blue liner, Matthew Black, who takes it at the blue line, but taken right back by Kittson County Central, and I think they're going to say that one went out of bounds, so we're going to get a quick stoppage. Might have landed in the out of bounds at around the area of the Kittson County Central. No, they're doing the face-off to the right of the Bearcat goal. Broncos come up with it after the face-off. And from the blue line, trying to get a pass to a teammate. Carson Crandall over to Pax Savonin. Savonin, a long shot, glove save, punched away by Andrew Anderson, and Chase Phillips almost able to get the rebound. He does come up with it behind the net. He's going to try and skate around, gets to the Pax Savonin. He can't keep control, but he's going to get the pass to the blue line to Carson Crandall. Crandall trying to go for the slap shot off the blade of Jackson Bring. Bring able to get it to Noah Olson. Olson tried to go for a deep shot to Bring, but he couldn't get control. So now Broncos from their zone flips it into the neutral zone. Zach Uso able to get a stick on it so they avoid the icing penalty. Uso trying to get control, gets the pass to Gray Shikowski. Shikowski to Hoyt Nelson, can't keep control. Almost taken away by Bearcats. Bearcats eventually recover it from behind their own net, flips it off the wall and into the neutral zone, so they catch a break, but the Broncos still staying aggressive offensively. Most of the time this game, the puck has spent in the Kittson County Central defensive zone as Willie Yerkes is going to take it from the neutral zone into the attack zone. Shot, attempted a pass to Anthony Yerkes. He couldn't get the ricochet. It looks like it might have bounced off of the stick of Andrew Anderson, and so that's going to be a nice save as the Broncos have to get the puck out of their own zone now after the Bearcats were able to advance into the attack zone. Almost taken away. Kittson County Central centering pass knocked away by number 16, Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson eventually gets it to Zach Uso. Uso enters the attack zone. Uso passes it back to Thompson. Carter Thompson up to the blue liner. Hoyt Nelson, long shot taken away. Intercepted by number 19, Ty Fallen, who's going to skate quickly down the near side of the ice from the neutral zone all the way into the attack zone. Long shot goes right into the lap of Kane Thompson. That's going to be a goalie stoppage. And we are just about 4 minutes into period number 3. And so far, the two teams trading a couple of shots on goal here. Kittson County Central seems to be a team that almost plays better as the game goes on. Bauer Lindvall enters the attack zone. Centering pass intended for Andrew Ide. Intercepted, though. Asher Olsenowski able to get a stick on the goal. And Aiden Lehman trying to go for a slap shot. His stick breaks. He has to leave the ice. Could have brought the broken stick with him, but that's okay, as Matthew Black from the far side of the ice gets the puck in the neutral zone, enters the attack zone. Centering pass, and almost a goal for Brody Baldwin. That goes wide left. Puck is loose and eventually enters the neutral zone, recovered by Andrew Ide of the Broncos. He's going to have to skate around, passes it backwards to Carter Thompson from their own zone, up to the neutral zone to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide flips it up. Barrel Lindvall with the puck in the left circle. Centering pass. Almost a shot on goal by Brody Baldwin. And that's going to be a stick save or a pad save by Andrew Anderson. Another centering pass for the Broncos, but that doesn't reach home. Carter Thompson recovers at the blue line, trying to skate around from the right circle. Now behind the net. Oh, he tried to pull a Michigan, but he couldn't get control of the puck. You got to give the credit to the kid trying to be fancy with it, but oh my goodness. You got to be really sure of yourself and really confident if you're going to pull off a Michigan, and I got to give him credit for that. My goodness. Broncos in the attack zone. Loses it. Bearcats almost able to take away. It's recovered at the blue line by Carter Thompson. Long shot. Couldn't get the ricochet he wanted. And Bearcats trying to flip it out of the zone. Once again, the blue liner, Carter Thompson, across the blue line. Shot on goal by Matthew Black. Puck is loose in front of the net. Matthew Black, maybe another opportunity. Pass across to Chase Phillips, almost taken away. Carter Thompson recovers, flips it into the attack zone. Eventually intercepted by Ty Fallen. He gets into the neutral zone, and Kittson County Central is eventually going to get a long, let's call that a pass. Technically a shot on goal. But stopped by Kane Thompson. Hoyt Nelson in center ice. No good. Taken back by Kittson County Central in their own zone. Pass intended, I think, for either Clarence Prequaz or another Bearcat player. No good. Broncos in their own zone. They recover it, but now they got to get it out of their zone. They have Chase Phillips on the far side. Oh, no, Nick Casaretto on the far side of the ice, able to eventually get it into the neutral zone after some bumping around with a Bearcat player, and somehow Jackson Hermes fell on the puck, and that allowed for him to get possession. Went for the slap shot, not slap shot, but wrister, but that ended up being high. Anthony Yerxa batted at a pass, eventually steals it in the Kittson County Central net. Almost a shot on goal by Brody Baldwin. Ends up going wide. He didn't have the ricochet he wanted. Yerxa with another shot on goal. Puck is loose behind the net. And he couldn't get his own ricochet as he was reaching over a Kittson County Central player just to try and get his own rebound. Now it's Willie Yerxa, near side of the ice, enters the attack zone. From the left circle to Anthony Yerxa. Pass, shot on goal, and Zach Yuso eventually able to rebound it in. Andrew Anderson, it hit his chest. For a second, I thought they were going to call a goalie stoppage, but then he dropped the puck right in front of him. Zach Yuso was there waiting, and so he went for 1, 2, and then third time's a try. Eventually, he able to get it into the net, and Zach Yuso finds his second goal of the game. And so it has been him, as well as, sorry, I'm trying to do the math here. 7 something. But it will be the Yerxas on the assist.
Scoring for the Broncos at 7:08 of the third period.
7:08.
Number 7, Zach Yuso, with the assist to number 15, Anthony Yerxa, and number 18, William Yerxa.
Carter Thompson spins around over to Anthony Yerxa. Pass across off of the Bearcats players. Almost taken away, but Aiden Lehman, good job recovering and pressing a Bearcat player against the wall to allow for a teammate to try and get the puck loose. Now it's Bauer Lindvall. He's going to skate behind the net, trying to slip her around, get the whip around, and no good. Bauer Lindvall off the wall, trying to get it to Brody Baldwin or Andrew Ide, but that's almost, now it's taken by the Bearcats. They still can't get it out of their defensive zone as Bauer Lindvall takes it back. Aiden Lehman off the wall and still forward checking. Brody Baldwin's going to backhand it towards the net for a centering pass. Didn't have a teammate there to recover, and now it's in the neutral zone. Carter Thompson trying to skate around so his teammates can get out of the neutral zone and they can avoid the offsides penalty. He gives it to number 11, Aiden Lehman. Lehman over to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin near side of the ice enters the attack zone. Skating around the left circle. Shot on goal. Stick save by Andrew Anderson, and for a second it looked like the puck was going to cruise on top of the wall, but Brody Baldwin, or Matthew Blacksears, was able to finally knock it past the blue line, and now, head full of steam, we have number 23, Muir, centering pass, no good, off of a Broncos leg. Now taken away, Pax Savonin up the ice, trying to get it, Brody Baldwin. Now, instead it's Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide, 2-on-1, over, behind though! His pass intended for Brody Baldwin goes behind, and that puck's going to eventually make its way past the blue line. And now Broncos having to back up and avoid an offsides penalty. And they use that opportunity for the quick line change. Broncos, Carson Crandall from behind the net. Pass up the ice into the neutral zone to Hoyt Nelson. Hoyt Nelson past the blue line into the attack zone. Backwards to Chase Phillips. And hit to the ground by a Bearcats player. And so Bearcats trying to get some momentum in the neutral zone. Instead, they're going to have to settle with just flipping it into the attack zone. I realized I forgot to start the clock again. What is up with me today? As the Bearcats come up with the puck in the neutral ice. Flips it into the Broncos zone, but unable to come up with it. It's Carson Crandall from behind the net. Skates around. Eventually gets it into the neutral zone, but that's taken right back by the Bearcats. Carson Crandall up to Hoyt Nelson. Nelson behind the net and makes his way all the way around. No one there yet to get the puck. Now it's eventually taken away by Zach Yuso. Yuso down the ice. He's got a 1-on-2. He's going to skate back, trying to get a pass over to Anthony Yerksa. That's taken right back by Gullickson Palmer. Great forechecking by the Broncos, but eventually knocked into the neutral zone by the Bearcats. Now it's Anthony Yerksa who recovers. Centering pass to Zach Yuso. Couldn't get control, and eventually it's going to be Ty Fallen taking it away, but forechecking by Gray Shikowski. Long shot, Carter Thompson off the leg pad of Andrew Anderson. Then eventually goes into the neutral zone. Broncos have to back up and backtrack a little to avoid an offsides. Carter Thompson from center ice. Gets past one, down the near side of the ice to Anthony Yerksa. Now back to Willie Yerksa. Willie Yerksa advances, but it's loose, and Guilford Finney able to knock it all the way across the ice. We're going to get an icing. That brings it all the way back to the Kittson County Central defensive zone, and we have a running clock going. My bad. I didn't notice that they were doing a running clock. That's right. Minnesota high school rule says that once it's a 3-goal lead, it is a running clock. So now, Kittson County Central even more desperate to get the puck into the net and stop that clock, as we are almost 5 minutes into period number 3, and they are down 7-1. Puck is loose in front of the net. Scramble, and eventually it's Clarence Prequez who's able to knock it away finally, but the Broncos come up with it. Carter Thompson and couldn't get past Prequez, but Broncos do come up with it. Barrow Lindvall gets the goal! Puck got loose. Lindvall took it, sprinted, and was able to get it. I think it might have gotten that top shelf, maybe a little bit too low for top shelf, but either way, Barrow Lindvall with the Bronco goal, and they extend their lead now 8-1. And with around 5 minutes to spare, I couldn't see the exact time because of the running clock, but Broncos are still going to come away with a nice 8-1 lead over the Kittson County Central Bearcats. Puck in neutral ice. Eventually, the Bearcats are able to advance into the Bronco defensive zone. Brody Baldwin and Andrew Ide in on the assist for the Broncos, as Bauer Lindvall gets the goal, his second of the game. So 3 different Broncos players I think now that makes it 4 different Broncos players with 2 goals. And why do you have to make it so hard for me to choose the Domino's Pizza player of the game? But I may have someone in mind, but for now, Broncos from the blue line, Matthew Black off the wall to Anthony Yerksa. Anthony Yerksa is going to try and skate around, gets it taken away though. Off the wall, that's taken by the Broncos in the neutral zone by Carter Thompson. He's going to skate around, trying to kill some time here, so that way his teammates can get set up for some passing. Zach Uso off the wall to Carter Thompson, almost taken away. Now eventually will be taken away by Kittson County Central in the neutral zone, but Zach Uso pokes it out. Finally able to flip it into the attack zone. Puck is loose. Pad save by Kane Thompson. Anthony Yerxa, lob up to Willie Yerxa. But, oh my gosh, was it? I'm curious on, I think they're going to say that the pass to Yerxa was a little too high. But, man, what a play that was. Like... It's like in football, just a nice, deep 50-yard pass down the field. I wish they could have let that one go, but man. Carter Thompson up to Willie Yerxa on the near side of the ice. Finds Anthony Yerxa. Anthony Yerxa in the attack zone. Slows down. Shot on goal. Couldn't get the... no hat trick yet. Nice save by Andrew Anderson from the blue line. Willie Yerxa up the ice. Finds Anthony Yerxa. Over to Carter Thompson. Over to Willie Yerxa. Can't get the goal he wanted. Now he finds Matthew Black. Back to Willie Yerxa from the right circle. Finds Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson. Shot on goal. Reflected. Another shot. That time it was Willie Yerxa trying to go for a rebound. I think we eventually get a cover. Less than 2 minutes left here in period number 3. But man, Broncos really making my job harder by not allowing me an easy time to choose who's going to be player of the game here today. Minute 30 left in period number 3. Broncos lead. Brody Baldwin can't come up with it. Finally flipped into the zone by the Broncos. Kane Thompson gets a pass across. He has Carson Crandall. Almost a wide open goal for Jackson Hemis. Kane Thompson diving effort. Luckily the shot on goal was wide, but man, almost gave up a freebie to the Bearcats as Andrew Ide hits the ice. Bauer Lindvall up to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin can't find the opening he wants. He's going to continue skating around. Eventually gets poked out by Jackson Hemis. And we're going to get a quick stop. I think it's a penalty. I believe that's cross-checking is what's called. And they're going to say it's against the Bearcats, actually. And honestly, at this point in the game, kind of a pointless penalty because it's a running clock. But either way, Clarence Prequaz is going to be going to the net. This penalty came in around the 45-second mark. Or 45 seconds left. Excuse me. I should correct my terminology. Against the Bearcats, number 3. Not sure if they're going to announce the goal, but 5 seconds left here in the period. Broncos coming away with a nice 8-1 victory. Carson Crandall will be the one to finish the game with possession of the puck, and the Broncos move to 5-0 to start their season for the 2025-26 campaign. Stunning performance by the Broncos offensively. No definitive standouts. And what a game this was for the Broncos. 4 different players scoring 2 goals each to help get an 8-1 win. Shout out to Carson Koshik. He said the final score was going to be 10-2. It almost was 8-2, but luckily that freebie by the Broncos was not given up. Great diving effort by Kane Thompson. And so now Broncos are going to get ready for this season to continue for them as they are going to be leading. Again, 5-0 start to the season. Sadly for the Kittson County Central Bearcats, they dropped to 3-3. And so make sure you stay tuned for our post-game show. We're going to get ready to go and talk about our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game and our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. This is yours truly, August Schmidt, live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM, as well as on EuroLiveEvent.com from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box.
Dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM. Yours truly, Augie Schmidt here live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Broncos get the win here today at home, 8-1 over the Kittson County Central Bearcats. 2 goals from 4 different players on the Broncos, a very steady team effort, and surprisingly, up until like the last 45 seconds of the game, no penalties. I honestly won't even count that last penalty called against Clarence Prequaz because honestly it was 45 seconds left, clock was running, and so at that point it was kind of a pointless goal, pointless penalty to call. Broncos weren't really going to have much of a chance because of the running clock to have a power play, but still a great effort offensively by the Broncos here today. Of course, game started off in the first period looking like it was going to be a much closer one as it was 2-1. Anthony Yerksa and Bauer Lindvall both finding the net to get the 2-1 lead, and then with 2 seconds to spare, it was Gullickson Palmer of Kittson County Central finding the net to help keep it a 1-score game. And then, going into the second period, the Broncos would run away with it. 4 goals. Willie Yerksa got his second. Anthony Yerksa got 2 back-to-back. And then Zach Yuso would get his first. And then Broncos in that third period would extend their lead by 2 more. Zach Yuso got his second, and Bauer Lindvall would also get his second goal to help lead the team and help it get to that 8-1 finish. They're going to be back at home on Tuesday night, taking on Park Rapids area, and that's going to be certainly a very fun game today. Kittson County Central, sadly, are going to have to go home and then recover after the weekend, and then they'll be on the road still, taking on Bagley Foston on Tuesday night, December 16th at 6 p.m. And what's up for our broadcasting schedule? Well, myself and Joey Perry are going to be in Little Fork Big Falls covering the Vikings boys basketball team Monday night. And then Tuesday night, it's the borderland battle between the Broncos and Vikings for girls basketball. And Joey Perry is going to be covering Muskies girls hockey over in Fort Francis. And then followed by Thursday night, Joey Perry covering the girls hockey border battle in Fort Francis between the Muskies and Broncos. And I'm going to be covering a girls basketball game for the girls basketball game for the Bronco girls basketball team at home that night. And so coming up, our Domino's Pizza player of the game came First, want to thank you as always, and thank our sponsors as well. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM as well as watching on yourliveevent.com.
Style. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work. To take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work. To take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. Got a chance to talk with our player of the game, Willie Yerxa of the Inertia Falls Broncos boys hockey team, and so here is that interview. I'm here with William Yerxa of the Inertia Falls Bronco boys hockey team. Big win here today, 8-1, and now you guys move up to 5-0 to start the season. So, what's been the biggest key to success in this early part of the season?
Just scoring lots of goals, you know, pucks on net, just passing the puck.
Absolutely, man. And today, yourself as well as 3 of your teammates each got 2 goals. And so, what allowed that to happen?
Just going to the net. Coach always says, take it to the net, and just passing the puck around.
Absolutely, man. And very aggressive offensively, too, finishing this game with 50 shots on goal total. And so, having such high production on offense, obviously that's also been helping out.
Yeah, you know. I don't know. We just shoot the puck and it goes in.
It just happens, man. I remember one of those goals. I was almost shocked it went in because I think it bounced off of his chest, went up in the air, landed behind him, and because he was turning to face it, it ended up going in. And so, did that shock you guys as much as it shocked me, or?
Yeah, that was a funny goal.
And so now, moving forward, obviously you got a lot more games coming up. And so, how do we keep this momentum going?
Just think about playing Fort Francis. Yeah, it's really pumping us up.
Yeah, so just keeping that game in mind, really winning that rivalry game.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that mentality. And of course, it's a holiday season as well. And so, how are you guys trying to not get too distracted by the holiday season?
We just practice every day. You know, go hard at practice. Then we have obviously our holiday tournament. So.
Absolutely, man. And I'm sure that's gonna be a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And so I want to wish you guys the very best of luck. I want to thank you again for joining me. You're a Domino's Pizza player of the game, and best of luck as the season goes on.
Thank you. All right.
Once again, my interview with William Yerxa of the Inertia Falls Broncos. And so, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is going to wrap up our post-game show. Make sure you also tune in on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM Monday night for some Little Fort Big Falls Vikings boys basketball action. Take it on North Home Kellier that night. And make sure you listen to my clips from today's interviews. That'll be on the morning show for my sports report. And, as well as a recap of all the games that we had this weekend. And you can also listen to the Minnesota Wild over on KGHS, and you can also listen to the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow as they play Dallas in some Sunday Night Football on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. Tune in for all of this and more. You are listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and on YourLiveEvent.com. Final score on the PSA scoreboard: the Inertial Falls Broncos 8, the Kittson County Central Bearcats 1. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll be back later.